Hello everyone, welcome back to the MCFC Lads Podcast. It's episode 4. We had a little bit of a break last week. There wasn't much going on. There wasn't much flying around. Wow, there is now.
There's a lot going on now. We've had a lot of transfer news going on, especially in the last few days. But
yeah, we got CHERKI
done.
We got Aitnori done.
Yeah.
Reinders
Done.
Unbelievable stuff. I'm really happy with that business. Bettinelli, this guy as well, this keeper, looks like it's going to be a thing.
Not very relevant, but he is coming in by the looks of it.
And we've done a full video actually on YouTube about a day ago on the transfers, because this podcast, we're going to briefly touch on the transfers now, obviously. This podcast, we're going to be focusing on the Club World Cup, loads of stuff coming up. And we thought we needed that video when all those deals went through. So make sure you check that out for the full opinions and stuff on the transfers. But just very briefly, CHERKI. Looks great.
Very excited. I said on the transfer video, we've all watched that game between France and Spain the other day where he came on, they were 5-1 down and they ended 5-4. He got a goal and assist. He created another goal, created about 1 million different chances as well. We have got a right player on our hands.
Absolute filth. Reinders, box to box, a lot of legs. Like you said, Gundo replacement kind of. And Aitnori.
Our first left-back signing since Mendy in 2017.
Yeah, wild.
Absolutely crazy. Hugo Viana has changed the game.
Yeah, so we're cooking in the transfer window. Hopefully get those lads in for the Club World Cup. It looks like they will be there, all three of them. And yeah, check out the video on YouTube, like we said, if you want to hear more in depth about those players. But there's a couple leaving as well. Jack Grealish.
Jack Grealish is leaving, which is a shame. There's been a lot of debate about Jack Grealish. How do you make of his time at the City? And I think we're both in agreement that it's not been a flop. It's obviously not been what we all dreamed of when he came in.
100 million. Everyone expects, the world. He gave us a lot though, Jack Grealish. We won the treble. You can
largely because of him.
And you can't buy that as much as people think you can. You cannot buy.
When it mattered, he turned up. That April to May to June, he played every single game.
Him and Rodri were the only two, I believe, to play in that April period. 9 games, and he was very good as well. The goals and assists maybe aren't all there. When you look back. It's not about that. Football's a game judged on winning games, not scoring goals and getting assists individually. So,
although we talk about goals, the goal at the Emirates that season, absolutely huge. He was
massive performances against Bayern, Real Madrid as well.
Exactly, yeah. So absolutely can't underestimate the importance of Jack Grealish at Manchester City, even if he is leaving without loads of goals and assists.
I think he's a class player, and he's going to get a lot of hate from other fans that are going to talk about the price tag. He didn't pick that price tag. He's done 4 years out of a 6-year deal. I'm happy with his time at City. I don't think you can.
If you told me when he came in, you'll win the treble largely because of Jack Grealish, is that a successful time? I'd say yeah.
Obviously.
Forget the other seasons. It doesn't matter. Yeah. For me, it's a decent deal.
Right, so straight in to Club World Cup chat now, Alex. We've got a week until it kicks off.
Less than a week till we're out there, but yeah.
We'll be flying out, like you said, via Iceland.
We've got 8 hours in Reykjavik Airport.
Brilliant scenes, just what we wanted. But yeah, what do you make of the tournament for starters? Try and take your City hat off.
Yeah.
What do you make of it?
Well, firstly, it's no doubt there's going to be a lot of people that are not interested in the tournament at the start. And I emphasise at the start because I think by the end of it, people will very much start to invest themselves into the tournament. It's interesting. It's a better format than the old Club World Cup, in my opinion. The old one was a bit pointless. It just felt there was no need because the European teams were always going to win it.
Big time.
But we've got a 32-team tournament with all the best teams in the world. I know there's some of the best ones that aren't there, but people complain about the qualification
process,
but if you look at the Club World Cup, it's the same. The European champions, Italy, didn't qualify for the next World Cup. It's not.
Exactly.
It's not a new thing.
It's not a new concept. And the thing is as well, a lot of people are going to be talking about the money. Yes, a lot of it is money orientated, but the whole sport is nowadays.
Well, exactly, yeah.
Everyone knows that. And I think in terms of fans watching it, you're going to have 16 of the best teams in the world and 8 of the best teams in the world and 4 and so on in the knockouts. And I think it'll make some lively games. And there's so much money on the line, which is going to force the teams to care about it. So
100%.
I think it's a good thing. I know that the Liverpool fans, the United fans, the Tottenham fans, the Arsenal fans that aren't there are going to be whinging and moaning about it. But we all know they'll be tuning in by the knockouts. Hopefully City will be there. And so we've got 3 games. We've got Wydad.
Yeah,
first
Casablanca.
Game. Al Ain.
Yeah.
And then we've got Juventus.
I believe Al Ain are owned by Sheikh Mansour's brother or something like that. There's some sort of connection there. But, the first 2 have got to be wins, haven't they?
We've got to be winning the group personally.
Yeah.
If we come second, we can't be on anything less than 6 points.
We've got to be qualified by we go into the Juventus game at the end.
And that's got to be kind of like a group winning kind of situation. And that's I'm going to say it's not any disrespect to those two teams, but no one has realistically heard of them. It sounds harsh.
Yeah,
it's realistically true.
I don't think anyone's watching African football or UAE. It's not even like a Saudi team. It's just like a UAE. Like. I'm excited for it. We're both going, like we said. Obviously, getting a big trip to America out of it, which is amazing. Yeah. And there's a handful of Blues going. I'm sure we'll see some out there. I've tried to be in touch actually with a couple of the supporters clubs over there. Yeah, it'd be good if we can visit some of them. I've heard there's
some content out there.
Something going on in Philadelphia before the match day 1 next week, so that'll be good.
We will be there. But yeah, Club World Cup, I'm excited for it. Will we win it? I'm not sure. I think everyone's saying PSG because they've just won the Champions League. I think the complete opposite. I could see them not really caring. They've just won the first European Cup in their club's history. Are they really that bothered about?
They've also had a lot of players, like Portuguese players in their team, that have just been to the Nations League, so...
Don't know how bothered they'll be. It's Real Madrid for me that are going to be wanting to win.
Yeah, and we talked about coming first or second in the group. I believe, and I've just heard this, so it might not be true, but I'm pretty sure if we come second in our group, that means we probably end up with Real Madrid in the round of 16.
Oof.
So we do not want to come in second in our group.
I think it's Inter likely if we win the group in the quarters.
Right.
And it would be Al Hilal in the round of 16. But we're guessing here. We're making things up and guessing yesterday. So.
I mean, just hearing the names like Al Hilal, it's just exciting to be able to play different teams.
Yeah.
I mean, the Champions League, I don't want to sound arrogant, but
you
it's always the same teams.
And,
I would love to play a South American team like a Boca or someone.
We'll be exciting and we'll be in the stadiums. We'll be chatting to the City fans out there, chatting to the American City fans. If anyone's going, make sure you leave a comment on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you're watching. And if you're watching on one, please just go and quickly drop a follow on the other, just because it'll help us out.
100%.
We're trying to do this podcast every week, like we said. We'll be running it in America.
Yeah.
And exciting stuff, the Club World Cup. So the Club World Cup, Alex, one player that will not be there is Scott Carson.
It's heartbreaking. He's had, 6 seasons at Manchester City now?
6 seasons at City. He came in for that kind of on loan from Derby, that coefficient, that or whatever it is, the homegrown quota thing. And he stayed 6 years. I thought it was going to be a 1 year thing.
Yeah, and we never
then it was 2. Then his loan ended. Then we signed him on a free transfer.
Yeah, and I mean we've seen him a few times. That Newcastle game when we were all shocked that he started.
We've seen him against Sporting, clean sheet in the Champions League.
What a save, by the way, that one-on-one. Yeah. Never forgotten.
And then we saw him actually in pre-season last summer in America.
I also don't want people to forget the iconic Atletico Madrid away game when I can't remember who it was that he tried to scrap, but he offered him out for a scrap.
Yeah.
He's an icon of the club, Duvel, which is impressive given that he's
cult hero.
He's a cult hero. He is a cult hero.
12 trophies. Who else can say that?
It's a good ratio. It's a
unbelievable from Scott Carson. And people laugh and joke, but he has actually become a bit of a cult hero at the club. I'll actually, you know what? Give me 1 second, right? Check this. I want everyone to guess. I don't even know if they can hear me, Alex. Right? I don't even know if they can hear me. I want everyone to guess in the comments. How much was this? Signed Scott Carson glove from 2023.
I will tell you, it cost more than we spent on him.
It did actually, only just.
Yeah.
Have a number in mind. It was 15 quid. Absolute bargain, by the way.
For a treble winner.
Genuinely reckon that's worth
a 2-time Champions
League 3 or 4
winner.
grand, I reckon.
Yeah.
Minimum. Nah, bargain. Absolute bargain. Let me just pop that back. Yeah, Scott Carson. For me, genuinely, what a guy. The stuff he brings to the dressing room.
He's loved around the club.
And he's 39 now, knocking on 40. I think he had to go at some point. Will we see him back maybe in a coaching role? I'm not
Similar
sure.
To Richard.
I wish. I really hope he is coming back, but I don't know if he will.
Well, we'll find out at some point over the summer.
We'll find out. Scott Carson, legend of the club, 6 years, by the way, it's mad.
And he's been replaced by the Chelsea goalkeeper, Bettinelli.
Bettinelli, yeah. Can't beat Scotty C, but big up Scott Carson.
Yeah.
Right, so we've got a new Twitter account, haven't we, or X, whatever you want to call it, Alex.
And MCFC Lads Pod.
At MCFC Lads Pod. And we've been tweeting out a few things just to make a few talking points for the podcast, really. Mention a few of the replies. So the first one we said, if you could change one result in the history of Manchester City Football Club, what would it be?
For me, it's got to be Tottenham.
The 4-3 game. There was a shot at a quadruple that year.
Yeah, I honestly think we do win the quadruple that year. If we win that game, if that Sterling is that far further back, then maybe we do. But I think that for me is the number one. What was your one?
So there's a lot of comments. Chelsea Champions League final. We would have won it. We would have won like a watered down treble that year.
And it was pretty much a treble as well. The Carabao Cup,
pretty much. It's 95% of the treble. A lot of people saying Champions League final v Chelsea. There's also talk here of the 3-2 game against United that stopped winning us the league for a week.
Yeah, that's a fair one.
That would have essentially put us on 103 points, and it would have meant we won the league by 25 as well, because it was 18.
Yeah.
It was 19, sorry, 19, yeah. And it would have been a 6-point swing.
6-point swing.
So, yeah, Luton 1-0 1983. I've seen that as a relegation game. I've seen a lot of people say that. Real Madrid at the Etihad last season, some people are saying.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's high.
Do we win the Champions League last season if we beat Real Madrid on pens?
I think we do win the Champions League, but I don't think we win the league.
Really? You know what, I agree with that.
A lot of people saying how we were just knackered and we just needed the less games.
Yeah, there's people saying the Champions League game against Real Madrid the year before we won the treble.
That was a heartbreaker. Yeah. That was a heartbreaker.
And then that's pretty much all the shouts.
The thing with me for a lot of the Champions League ones is I just don't think you could get a more perfect first Champions League than Istanbul.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm just over all of them now.
I know what you mean. Stuart said the West Ham quarter-final at home in the Cup, I think that was like 2005, I want to say, something like that. Spurs quarter with the horses on the pitch, just to see Bert's in that era go crackers. Interesting take. Yeah, there's a few. I mean, the vast majority saying Chelsea Champions League final. Yeah. I think if you pointed a gun to my head and said pick, I think that's the one. And then it's very closely followed by Spurs the Spurs one.
Yeah, the United one is also a good shout, I think.
Yeah.
But it is behind the Champions League ones in my opinion.
Definitely, yeah. Right, should we go to the next tweet?
Yeah.
We also asked for the best City kit and the worst one of all time. Now, we have talked about this on the other podcast.
Yeah.
But I think it's this. It's literally in the tweet. I put them in the tweet. I think that has to be it. It has to be like, that is terrible. That is one of the worst kits you'll ever see.
For people that can't see, by the way, because they're watching on Spotify or listening to Spotify, it's the pyjama kit in 21-22 is the worst one.
It just says Man City with no badge.
So bad.
And then the winner, for me, anyway, is the treble home kit. With that maroon trim, like the Colin Bell themed one.
Just a clean one. It's
a
nice.
clean
The centre
kit.
Badge as well.
There's a few other ones talking about the Hacienda kit of...
That was a decent one.
We didn't win anything that year in the League Cup, did we? So it's like...
Yeah.
I do like that one as well.
The black one.
2014-15, is that away kit?
Yeah. I'm also keen on the 09-10 ones. They're all nice. Like the white one with the sash. That was a good one. That year we also had a really nice black kit that I remember Teva's wearing it. We've got a similar one coming out this year, the black one, but instead of the yellow Etihad, it's going to be white. But we've had some decent kits over the years.
And then we had, this was a decent tweet, let's hear your best obscure City players. Now the picture is Bruno Zuccolini.
Can we get more obscure than that? My obscure shout for Manchester City is always Gunnar Nielsen. That
great,
Arsenal away substitute performance.
Yeah.
And then
my dad used to call him Shaggy off Scooby-Doo. That's literally, we didn't even know his name. We used to just call him Shaggy off Scooby-Doo. He was.
And then we had Martin Fulop replacing him on that part-time loan.
R.I.P. by the way. You think he died about 10 years ago. That's mad. Vladimir Weiss, I don't think that's obscure enough.
Yeah.
David Pizarro.
That 6-month loan in the 11-12 season, one of those very forgettable players.
Yeah, Karim Rekic.
Yeah, I mean, that's a decent one. I always thought he was going to be something better than he was.
Yo, you can't have any Jovetic. That's crazy.
Not obscure.
And then we've got, last one, we'll go with... we've already done that one. We'll go with... Somebody said Sinan Batiki. There. Sinan Batiki.
I couldn't even tell you.
You don't know Sinan? Oh, you absolute fraud.
Where's he from?
Fraud. He's from Kosovo, I'm pretty sure.
I can think of Bertrand Steen from Kosovo.
Yeah, Sinan Batiki, you don't remember him?
I feel like now
what a fraud. Everyone in the comments, make sure you know Alex is a fake fan.
Yeah, I'm not
Sinan
a Batiki fanboy,
you're not aware of him now. Poor
form from me.
Get to know. Right, so Alex, we are 4 weeks in. It's your second round of the quiz.
I stank up last time. I forgot Jeremy
Doku exists. You get 2 marks?
I got 2 out of 5 because I forgot Jeremy Doku exists.
What am I on? You'll flash it up.
Yeah, you got 3 in the first week and 4
So I'm on 7, so you need a full house here.
To level it up.
To level the scores.
Going into America.
And yeah, let's get into the quiz.
Right, so Luke's cut one up for me. Realistically, we always say 3 out of 5 is a decent score. Any higher is very decent.
So, question 1. Manchester City have played Juventus 7 times. Obviously, we're going to play them for an 8th time in America. How many have we won of those 7 matches?
Oh, that's a difficult one. So, straight away, we obviously lost this year. In 15-16, I believe we didn't beat them either time. Although I can't.
Give us an answer, Alex. Give us a number.
I'm gonna guess 2.
I can tell you that you are wrong. It's 1. We beat them once, and I believe it was the. Let me pull it up. I think it was the 1976 something or other. Let me look. I've got it here. So we played them in September 1976 and won 1-0 with a goal from Brian Kidd. We then played them in the second leg and lost 2-1. So that was dead. That's obviously what we got into for... That was the UEFA Cup for winning the League Cup.
Yeah.
Then in 2010, we drew 1-1 with them in the Europa League group stage. Scorer not to be named. Then in 2010, the other leg, it was 1-1 again.
Yeah.
Joe got the goal. Probably his first and final goal for City. Yeah. 2015, we lost 2-1 at home, lost 2-0 away, lost 1-0, obviously, in the away one, and then this year lost 2-0 away.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not beating myself up for getting that wrong, to be fair.
Yeah, unlucky that one. It was kind of a stab in the dark. You've probably gone 1, 2 or 3. I want you to tell me, the Club World Cup running up, City are actually the holders of the Club World Cup because the 2024 edition was renamed and rebranded the Continental Cup or whatever it was. Real Madrid won that, but we're the holders of the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
Please name me the 2 teams we played in our successful campaign last time.
The semi-finals, was it Urawa, Red Diamond?
Yeah, I'll give you that. Urawa, U-R-A,
yeah.
W-A, I'll give you that. Red Diamonds from Japan.
Yeah.
And the final...
Was it Flamengo or Fluminense? That's what I can't remember. I believe it was Fluminense.
It was.
I'll take that.
Point.
I'm impressed with myself again. To be fair, the Fluminense is easy to remember, but the Urawa, that was good ball knowledge there.
Now, next question. Obviously, we know where the Club World Cup is, America.
Yeah.
Name me 2 American Manchester City players.
So, Zach Steffen, straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Easy to remember. And another American Manchester City player. Wow.
You know what? I'm going to be unbelievably kind to you. I'm going to tell you that he has a son that is currently a decent footballer. That's your clue.
Claudio Reyna.
Yeah, I've given you a tap.
Yeah,
I've sort of whipped it to the back post. You weren't going to get that, but I thought it was a bit harsh. If there's any others, let us know in the comments. But I think they're the 2 most common ones. So you got 2 out of 3. Not bad. The game against Fluminense, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
I want to know the score and at least 2 of the... So this is a clue in itself.
Yeah.
At least 2 of the goals.
Yeah, so the score... I feel like it was 4-0, but we might have scored... I'm going to say 4-0.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we scored quite late. The first goal was really quick on because it was an Ake long shot and Alvarez headed it in.
Yeah.
And then Phil Foden scored a goal.
Yeah, that'll do. Alvarez got 2. And there was a Nino own goal.
Yeah, I don't remember that one at all. But...
So, yeah, Alvarez scored after 1 minute. Nino got an own goal on 27. Foden scored 72. And Alvarez scored again on 88. So you're on 3 of 4. And this one you should be getting. I think you might have already referenced this. In competitive games, how many appearances did Scott Carson make for City?
12. Wait, no. 12 trophies. No, I didn't mean to say that.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Why did I say 12?
Well, you've literally missed an open net there, mate. How many is it?
It's Lisbon, Newcastle.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. It was 2.
And you've said 12.
I don't know why I said 12. I've just said it because
I don't know why I found that so funny. It was quite funny. Yeah, it wasn't 12, mate. It was 2.
Yeah.
So you've literally thrown a point in there. What you've done there, you had a chance there to be within 1 point of me. And you've literally just put it in the bin. You just picked it up and just said, chuck that in the bin.
I've had another stinker.
So, what's that? 3?
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5?
And then 5 out of 10.
Yeah, in hindsight, you had to do better than that. What was the other one you got wrong?
Juventus, that wasn't bad.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. 4 out of 5 you should have been taken. So that leaves it on 7-5 to me.
Yeah, currently.
Heading into America, I'm happy with that.
Very decent.
But yeah, that's the quiz. Let us know as well in the comments how many you got. And whether you said 12 as well. I don't think anyone listening would have said 12.
It's the trophies. Got it in my head.
Right, Alex. So the Club World Cup, obviously, we've talked about the format, the teams are playing, the team though. So we've got these signings. How do you want to see us line up now for that first game?
So I think Edison and goals is the guarantee at this point.
Yep.
left back is going to be Aït-Nouri.
Do you throw Aït-Nouri in straight away?
I feel like
you do?
Especially given sort of the games we said aren't the
Some are saying it's like a glorified pre-season. I can almost agree for the first 2 games.
Well, exactly.
Just because of the standard of team we'll be playing.
There's no better time to try and bed these new players in than when we're playing teams that just aren't on the same level as us. So I'll go Aït-Nouri. Guardiola Diaz is the best partnership. Although obviously Diaz might come in a little bit late, given he's been at the Nations League.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And the problem is that the squad. I know that Grealish has been excluded from the squad. I'm not sure who's going to get picked. Just because.
Yeah, but it's a massive squad we've got now. Until we get rid of some players.
I think it's 35 players you can take though. I believe I heard that right on Sky the other day. Which is why Grealish being excluded is such big news.
I also
believe
I've heard. I remember. I think it was like Max Alenia saying that he wanted to go. So I imagine there'll be some academy players that come along.
Yeah, McAtee's chosen to play for the under-21s.
Which is fair enough, completely. To be fair,
fair enough. Is he on the way out?
I think he probably is.
Yeah. Rico Lewis though, Club World Cup, I think.
Almost certainly got to be there.
So in terms of centre backs, Diaz if he's there.
Yeah.
Gvardiol on the left of him. I think we'll see that now shaping up a lot more for next season. Given we've signed a left back, Gvardiol and Diaz are solid at the back.
Yeah, they were very good last year when they partnered.
It's kind of the perfect age dynamic as well. You got Gvardiol who's 22, 23?
Yeah, and Diaz is sort of prime 28 or so.
Something like that. So that's perfect.
I'd imagine we'll see a decent bit of Kusnov as well. We'll see. Hopefully we'll get to a bit of Vitor Reis. Yeah,
right back, who are you thinking?
For me, it's got to be, for the easy games especially, it's got to be Nunes.
I think Nunes, I think he's not made the position his own, but he's certainly performed, I think. The problem is the big mistakes he's made in big moments, but
he can be defensively.
He's the second quickest player in the league, by the way.
Which is
factually.
Doesn't feel like that.
Yeah.
But he is factually.
He's a quick player. He slides into a tackle. He's got that centre mid gene where he just loves sliding about, which maybe needs coaching out of him a little bit at right back. But like Pep said, he can definitely play in that right back role. So Nunes right back.
Well. Yeah, maybe like an Akanji Kusnov if it's a harder team, but I think Nunes to begin with.
And then what formation? But we just going 4-3-3, obviously.
I think it's standard City football. That I think I'd like to see Rodri play. We just don't know how far along he is, but
does he start the first game? I'd personally say no. I think
probably
Nico in there.
We've also got no Kovacic because he's had surgery. So it's got to be Nico.
Is it Reinders in there?
Yeah, I think it's Reinders and CHERKI.
Reinders and CHERKI. Wow. Okay, so that's your midfield 3.
Yeah.
Who's on the left?
Marmoush for me.
Marmoush on the left.
I think Marmoush's best position's on the left when he's coming in, especially when he's got Aït-Nouri now bombing down the side.
And you don't think we're going to see Foden on the left wing now?
No, if we see Foden anywhere, it will either be CHERKI's position or on that right hand side.
And what about on the right then? So you don't think Foden?
Well, I mean, I would like to see Oscar Bob, but again, I don't know about his fitness level, so we'll just have to wait and see. But again, it's the easy teams. I feel like that's the time to put the players in that haven't had the minutes really. So I think it'll be either Foden or Doku as well. We've got so many options.
Yeah, we've got a lot of options. So should we go? Who do you want to go with on right wing then?
I think we'll start with probably Foden.
Yeah, Foden. I'd like to see. I want to see Phil Foden back.
Yeah, get him back.
I think this is his route to that.
He will be back to his best next season.
Haaland up top.
Yeah, without any debate. I think that's the strongest team.
And I can agree with that. I'm excited. Like we said, if you've got any other suggestions for how you think we'll line up or anything we've missed there, any tweaks. Like we said, leave them in the comments.
Well, I mean, we've not even mentioned there like Savio and all
so many
options.
options.
There's so many players that we could add to that team.
And what I like to see is that depth. We didn't have it last season. As much as people think, the likes of Simpson, Pusey, as much as he's a young aspiring footballer,
I'm sure have a great career,
age 19, 20, whatever he is, he wasn't fit to be playing so many minutes in such a short space of time.
He was put into difficult situations, like Lisbon away. That's just not somewhere that
I feel it was almost Pep sending a message maybe that he needs some signings in January.
Yeah, and when he got the signings, he wanted,
sometimes
fair enough.
Happens. But that's how I think we should line up. We should be winning the first 2 games comfortably, like we said. The Juve one.
I think we're better than Juve.
We should beat them. I want to see 9 points.
Yeah, they just scraped Champions League football. I know we just scraped the Premier League, but
have you seen Chelsea's group, by the way?
I have. I can't remember it.
It's terrible. I'll pull it up now. So we thought we might as well actually just run through all the groups and
do a little bit of prediction. The 2 teams that we think will go through in each one. We'll start off. I mean, this one's a bit of a boring one. Al Ahly, Porto, Inter Miami, and Palmeiras.
So
it'll be the European team.
Porto win it, and Inter Miami second, just for the Messi factor.
Yeah,
I think they're going to be up for it in its home nation.
We move to Group B: Atletico Madrid, Botafogo, PSG, and Seattle Sounders. It's got to be the 2 European teams.
I think I'm going to go a little bit rogue. I was thinking PSG. I'm going to go Atletico first, PSG second in that one.
Yeah, I think Atletico win it as well because I think they'll take it very seriously. Group C, we move on to Boca Juniors, Benfica, Bayern Munich, and Auckland City.
Tell you what, that's a tasty one.
Bayern Munich.
Boca will be well up for that. We know the South American teams
take
can be
these
gassed
very
for it.
seriously.
I think Boca just miss out. I think Bayern win it. I think Benfica comes second.
Yeah, I'd love to know what the fixture's like in terms of when do Boca and Benfica play.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm excited to watch these games. That's what it's about.
We move on to Group D. We've got Chelsea, Esperance, Flamengo, and LAFC.
It's Chelsea and Flamengo, that for me.
Yeah, I don't know about LAFC if they're any good or not, but if they are, then maybe they beat Flamengo to it. Group E is Inter, Monterrey, River Plate, and Urawa Red Diamonds. They're in it again.
Inter to win. Who are the other ones?
Monterrey, River Plate.
It's Inter win that with River Plate runners up.
I think it'll be Monterrey that come second in that one.
You reckon?
Moving on to Group F, we've got Dortmund, Fluminense, Sundowns, and Ulsan. I think that just goes Dortmund, Fluminense.
Yeah, it's Dortmund win that and Fluminense come second, yeah.
Then we've got our group, which I think we're both saying City.
City to win, Juventus second. I think it's quite a straightforward group, personally.
And then we finish on Group H, which is Al Hilal, Pachuca, Real Madrid, and Salzburg.
It's Real Madrid first and Al Hilal second for me. That they've got a decent squad on the Al Hilal.
I mean, I'd love to see how Salzburg could get on with Al Hilal. We don't really know too much. I believe, from what I've seen, we play Group H in the next round.
Yeah.
So that means that in the round of 16, we will play Real Madrid, realistically, if we come second, or we'll play Salzburg or Al Hilal in the round of 16 if we win the group.
Okay. So we've got a few community questions. People that have listened to this before, basically leave them in the comments.
Yeah.
And we'll get on to them next week, basically.
We'll look for the three most interesting
And these
ones.
three... Sorry, I got hiccups. These three will be answered somewhere in New York.
They will be. It'll be New York or Philadelphia or something like that.
Madness. So, yeah, make sure you run your community questions in the comments. Just put community question and whatever it is. And also just leave us your thoughts on the podcast, like we've said. But, yeah, first one is from Van S13. Do you think City will be back to their usual form next season? Usual form's a difficult one, because what is a usual form?
I don't think we're just going to hit it off and walk away with the league. I don't think it's that simple. There's a lot of new players that are coming in, a lot of players that aren't Premier League.
I think what we've shown is that we always finish the season strong, and the second half of the season is almost always better than the start. Yeah. So however we start, I think we'll have a good second half to the season, and I think we'll be there or thereabouts to win the league.
I think we'll be involved in a title race next season.
I agree.
But I think that'll be Liverpool and Arsenal going to look stronger next year, so... Who knows?
City Boy 47 says, well, City finishing the Club World Cup. Well, we've talked about that. I think we'll fly through the groups. I think we'll beat Al Hilal or whoever it is in the round of 16. Yeah. I think we might even win the quarter. I think we'll if
it'll be semis or final.
I think we lose in the semis or final, personally.
Yeah, which would be a decent account of ourselves.
I'd love to win it. It's the first time this tournament's
existed. It's crazy
existed.
if we win it, that's just paid for our business.
Yeah.
Straight away. Our whole summer transfer window so far is paid for if we win this tournament.
Yeah, unbelievable. So, yeah, hopefully we win it. Let us know where you think we'll come in the comments. And City Blue Rodri has asked, what do you think about... Well, it said potential departure of Scott Carson. That's now been confirmed, obviously.
Yeah.
Sad. Yeah, we've talked about Carson.
Yeah, we have talked about it.
I think he's a key figure in the dressing room. Maybe not on the pitch, and the media seem to take the piss out of him a bit. But I think he's been a good guy to have around. The players love him. Everyone's favourite guy in the dressing room.
Yeah.
You even saw in the documentary when we won a few years ago one of the big games, and they
were desperate for him to get out.
Yeah. So there you go.
He's well liked.
Yeah, big up Scott Carson. Right, well that's sort of brought us to the end of the podcast anyway. I've just got written down here any cool stuff to mention. There is. We're going to America. Like we said, via Iceland, 8-hour wait in Reykjavik.
Yeah, we've got a 4 a.m. start on Sunday. We land in New York at like 6 p.m. their time.
Yeah.
At Stewart Airport, there's only 4 flights to go there
per
day. So
I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to America. We'll try link up with any City fans out there. Make sure you message us. Yeah. DM us, comment. Cause we'll
anyone
be
in a supporters club in any of the places that we're playing, defo just shoot a DM or something.
Yeah, to Luke Stanley 03 on Instagram or just to MCFC Lads. But are we more likely to see it on Instagram there? Make sure you follow the MCFC Lads podcast on Twitter, because we'll be doing questions and stuff, talking points for next week, polls, stuff like that. So that's MCFC Lads, all one word, pod, P-O-D. So yeah, make sure you follow us on there. America, I'm excited for it. It's going to be a month
of being away,
stuff.
Watching City.
I really don't even know where the content's going to go with this. I might just shove a load of stuff on TikTok, like random stuff. We want to go to a gun range, shoot a load of guns, because what else are you going to do in America?
Of course.
Eat a load of food. Just see the place.
Go to bars, all that whatnot, all the basic stuff.
We'll be there.
We're going to 8 different cities.
Go on, list them. Go on. What
so
are
we're
they
going to New York, Philadelphia, Washington, Atlanta, Orlando, Miami, Tampa, Boston, and then we end back in New York.
As you can tell, Alex planned a lot of this. But yeah, if you've been to any of them places, you live in any of them places,
let us know
please just let us know what to do. Leave a comment. Up to now, we've not got that many actual, other than games and that planned. So anything cool, let us know. I'm absolutely gassed for it.
Yeah, it's going to be unbelievable.
It's been like a big cloud, not cloud, I don't even know what the right word is.
Something
we've been looking forward to.
I remember being at Fulham away the season before this one and saying
waffling about
doing.
I remember being sat like around last summer thinking about it.
Yeah.
And now it's happening. So yeah, I'm absolutely gassed. Very privileged to be able to go as well. We don't take it for granted. So cheers for all the support and stuff as well on the channel. That brings us to the end of episode 4. It'll be a bit makeshift when we're going to be running the podcast in America. So we're going to try and stick to it once a week.
In Philadelphia, I believe.
Yeah, so big up to everyone that supported us. And up the Blues. See you in America.
See you in America.